little this is going to be a very short video. I'm going to be showing you a few different tricks that I have figured out and that I've seen on other people's channels. So we are going to start out with a very basic one that you may have already seen. It's to get like a little bit of a boost on your launch pad. You know when you just want to go higher than the launch pad goes? Well, this is what you do. So you put the that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, so you put a bouncer, a floor, then you put like an arc, and then the launch pad. So normally a launch pad goes like this high. Now you're saying, how could I get higher than that on the launch pad? Well, it's pretty simple. Go back. Look how much higher I am. It gives you a boost from like the hop rock ability of the bouncer. Alright. And then it can get you much higher. Okay, now we're going to go straight. Step 2. Okay, now for the next tip, well, I have to find, well, first I'm going to tell you, it's the double, well, you guys all know the double pump. That's pretty just standard thing. I know what double pumping is. Doesn't everyone? Okay, now, what you may not know is the different technique, which is even more effective. Now, as soon as I find the gun, I will tell you what the technique is. It is, in fact, another shotgun. Now, this technique can work with either the tac or the heavy. It's the best with it's actually better when you do heavy rather than a pump. So what the technique I'm talking about is the pump tac. It's a very good technique. So I'm going to go ahead, find a tac, and then I will explain to you why this tech. Okay, here. Okay. So watch how fast this goes. Okay, so that was pretty fast, right? Now, in a battle, this in the head, if you hit him in the body, you could do like 80-90 damage. Hit him with this, or if they're full shield, hit him with a headshot with this. It only takes one shot with this. So pretty much this, as long as you hit him for one time, this is more inaccurate than this is. This, you could just shoot him from anywhere. Because let's say I miss from there, as soon as they actually hit the person, I want to make sure that I finish them. So rather than keep trying to shoot them with this, I just need to deal a little damage rather than a lot, and I could do that with the tac. That's why the pump tac technique is so much better. The pump is more for the range of here to like there. Tac is more like here to here. Okay, now let's go on to the next technique, which is a technique that I already have all set up to do, which is the double bolt. So, everybody knows Sniper Shootout. That was a game mode where you would take 2-3 bolts, line them all up, and use them. And that was a very fun technique to do. Now, it's not just good in Sniper Shootout, you could also use it in normal games. Once in a while, I'll do like hunting rifle bolt, which is also a great technique, but I'm going to be showing you guys the double bolt. So, here's the speed of 1 bolt. So that's pretty slow. Now, watch this, right? Isn't that so much faster? It's such a good technique. So, now we're going to go on to the very next technique. This one's not really much of a technique, but it is something that you always need to keep in mind. This technique is more for noobs. So if you're a noob, pay close attention. This is a very basic technique. that everyone knows, except noobs. So noobs, keep your eyes open. Let's say you find minis and a full shield on the floor. Which do you take first? You always want to take those minis first. Some noobs will go for that full shield. Oh, it's bigger, I'll get more health out of it. These can only go up to 50. That will only get you up to 50. So if you drink 2 of these, then take the full shield, drink that, you could get yourself up to 100 shield real easily with even another mini to spare. That's why that's like the way of doing that. It's pretty common sense for most Fortnite players. That's why this is for noobs. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few more techniques here. Where is it? I'm looking for it. Okay, I have something for one of the techniques. Okay, perfect. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's another technique. So pretty much, let's say, it's pretty much for the same reason as you use attack next to the pump. Let's say you hit that guy, and you just need to make sure you finish them. You want to use a gun with a fast rate of fire, either a pistol or an SMG, to finish off the person immediately. I always like to have 2 close range weapons at me at all time. Okay, so now for the next tip. So let's say you want to get all the way to that tree, but obviously you can't get there with just this launch pad. And I don't even think that I would be able to get here with this technique. Let's see. See, so I'm gonna be a little bit short. So there's a very, very, very simple solution to that. It's a double launch pad technique. So pretty much you can use this, but I'm gonna be doing it without that. So I want to get my building ready. Jump. And then get a little bit of high ground as soon as I land. Build up. Oh my god, I didn't have it ready. And then you want to just immediately go right back. Now this leads me to my very, very next trick. If you are down to that final 1v1 and you just need to camp, you just need to camp to make sure you win, or any situation. Launchpad into trees. They are such a good source of hiding. You could shoot people. Even though I might look visible right now, no one would ever know where I was. People don't expect you to be up in a tree. So use trees to your advantage. You can go in them. Now with that said, don't use bushes. Use trees. If you want to be a noob and camp, don't camp in a bush. People check bushes and they're way too obvious. Okay, so now for another tip. This one has to do with falling, with fall damage. When you're going, yeah, so like noobs only beyond this point. Like if you're not a noob, don't watch. If I'm up here, let's say, here, wait, I might kill myself doing this. Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much the problem right there. So, here is a very simple way for, let's say, getting down a tall building or anything like that. In fact, I'm going to show you it right now. I'm going to be using a different trick that was actually recently discovered to build it, but this is not the tip. This is actually, we'll go ahead and do this one now, so that way I can show you the other one. So I'll drink up that mini. So I wouldn't have a full shield until I have both of those minis. Oh my god. I'm not sure if this actually works. I've never tried it. I guess it doesn't. Okay, well, I'm gonna go on to the tip, since now I've built that thing, even though I killed myself. Okay, so this is a very, very simple tip for noobs and noobs only. If you are not a noob, do not watch. Well, you can watch, but don't make fun of this, because you should already know this if you're not a noob. It's pretty common sense. You always want to build your way down something. Never just jump off like, oh, I'm invincible. That's dumb. Once again, that's dumb. Once again, that's dumb. Once again, that's dumb. Once again, that's really dumb. Once again, that's really, really, really dumb. Okay, so pretty much what I would want to do is either get my floors or my stairway out. I do it with floors. Fall a little bit, put one down, edit the floor, fall a little bit, go a little way down. And that's how you get down a steep, like, mountain or building or anything like that. So that is another tip. Now here is another tip that you probably already know, but this is a pretty basic tip. And this is for ramping. If you want to go ahead and get someone, if your ramp is like this, a person could easily shoot down that piece. You would fall to your death. Now what you do to avoid that is you put, even though you can't see yourself putting it, you put a wall in front of your stairs. It looks like, see? So now they have to shoot. Well, ignore those windows. They would have to shoot through that and then hit that, so it's twice as like hard to shoot down. And that's instead of doing this. People could easily shoot that down, but with that technique, people can't shoot it down as easy. Now, there's even a way better than this. This way is very hard to do. You have to do it a little slower, and you have to get really good at it. I'm not even good at it. Okay, this is like the TSM Myth Nikkei 30 way of doing it. I'm gonna do it in slow-mo. So you build up, then put that there, put a floor there, put a floor above you, edit it, and that's how you would get up to like the top of a mountain or something. That's like the really, really like professional way of doing it. See? So now they would have to shoot through that, that, and that. Now there's even a more professional way of doing it. This is like the Tifu Ninja way of doing it. I can't really do this one. Oh my god, this is so hard. Then you edit, then there, then do I already have one? Oh my god, I can't do it. Oh my god. Okay, well, pretty much what you do is right here. You put ramp, floor in front, floor below, and another ramp. So I'll just do like one of it. It would be, oh my god. So it'd be floor in front, floor below, then another ramp. See, so that's like the really, really like OP way of doing it. Like that would take someone alone like 10 minutes to shoot it down practically. So that's like the really, really professional way. So we went all the way from that one to that one to this one, all the way to this. So I would like the one I use most of the time is probably this one. Once in a while, if I find myself building good, I'll use that one. I never ever use this one. And I typically don't do that. Sometimes I will do the edit on top, but I typically only do one of the methods. This technique is honestly so much better on PC. Like all of them are. It's hard to build on PlayStation. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so that's pretty much most of the tips. We've got just a few more. And one of them is going to be farming. So if you, this is for noobs only, by the way. If you, like this whole video is, if you're not a noob, don't watch this. When you're farming, if you see that blue circle, you want to hit that. That will break the item faster and give you more resources. So you want to hit that blue circle as many times as you can. If you hit that blue circle, it deals 100 damage to the object. If you don't hit it, it deals 50. So 100 is better than 50. So that's another tip. Now here's a pretty common sense tip. This is just simply pretty much why you would do all that building over there. This tip is literally to get the high ground. So let's say there's a person up there. I want to get above them. So I'm going to go ramp. And then edit it. And then what I would want to do, I want to get above my ramp, build it. I always want to make sure that they won't be able to shoot me down. I'm doing this in slow-mo for you guys. Let's pretend that this is this guy's base. I would want to get on top of his base, shoot down into it from above, but I want to be in a position that he couldn't shoot me down. So I would be able to get on top, shoot like... You never want to give up the high ground. So whatever you have to do, even if it wastes all your mats, get the high ground. At all costs, just get it. Because if you get the high ground at the end of a game, like, you win. If it's a 1v1, the other guy is in a one by one on the ground, and you're up on like a mountain. Like, let's say the guy is right here, in like right here in the 1 by 1, and then you're up on the top of this mountain. You could just shoot RPGs down at him. There's nothing he could do unless he uses the and when you're going up, you should be using the editing technique, because it blocks the bullets from hitting you. So those are a few tips. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hope some of these tips helped you. But we still even got a few more. Okay, so here's a tip. Like all the other tips, this is also a tip for noobs. If you walk around like this, I've seen so many noobs just walking around like this, holding like an AR or minigun or like an SMG. If you're like, don't be crouched. Don't be running around crouched like this. But if you're going to, then you're trying to sneak up on someone. Don't do that, first of all. But if you're going to anyways, and you're gonna ignore what I'm saying, don't be holding like a minigun or something. Hold like something good for like mid-range to close range. I would hold either like a pump or heavy. Not to say that you should be going around the map like this, but if you're going to, don't be bad at it. So that's one more tip. Okay, now for the last two tips. Here is a really good tip that it's pretty basic, but it helps you so much. Let's say that there's a guy in here, and I'm over here. Obviously he has the high ground by just a little. Use the aiming mechanism on nades, cobium into the person's base. you can easily get it into the person's base, and if not in, do it on the outside, blow up their base, and then immediately shoot them. You want to always, like, treat their base as a person. Just destroy their base. Now, also in this situation, I could have easily just gone right down to the bottom, taken down the whole base. So those are 2 tips right there. You always need to be looking for an easy way to accomplish something in this game. It's all about strategy. If the guy is like in a sky base over there, you're panicking, you shoot the bottom. It's simple. Yeah, sometimes you just have to take a second and think about what you're doing. So that's gonna wrap it up for the video. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you're not a noob anymore. So thank you. Peace out.